Hola y bienvenidos a todos desde el Gran Premio de España, donde hemos llegado a la sexta ronda y a la mitad de la séptima temporada de HTR Racing.
Hola, and a big welcome to everyone from the Spanish Grand Prix, where we have reached round 6 and the halfway mark in Hypertier Racing's 7th season. My name's Desert10, and I am your host and commentator for tonight's race, and I will be bringing you live pictures from the Tier 1 race at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, and hopefully we're in for a good one. Obviously not too many drivers, as you can see, involved tonight, which could mean that we're in for some surprise results, but who's to say and who's to predict? Who knows? Stay tuned and we'll see what happens. So I'll just tell everyone to sort of ready up, and then we'll be good to go. So, as I say, it's the Spanish Grand Prix for tonight's race. 16 turns make up this particular layout of the track. This, of course, being different to what this season's real F1 drivers will be driving around, because they've obviously changed Sector 3 to obviously just make things much better than what it actually is on the game. I absolutely despise the track on game. The track here, though, is 2.9 miles long, consists of 2 DRS sections, but pay particular attention to the exit of turn 9, which has claimed many victims over the course of the years on online racing, and will no doubt claim someone tonight. Let's see who it will be. Last time out, we were in Bahrain. Obviously, different kind of format, because we were running a sprint race weekend, as it were. So after the one-shot quali, after the sprint race, it was Positive who took victory in the main race. Creations took second place, Matthew third, Fallow fourth, and Harvey took fifth, which leaves the Drivers' Championship looking like this. Positive in the lead with 182 points, and then his old adversary Matthew behind him in second with 161. Creations, who ran him close last season, he's on joint third, if you want, on 129 with a Nesbate. So a lot up for grabs there. Harvey rounding off the top 5 with 110. But it does mean that Harvey's team Ferrari do lead the championship in the constructors. 292 for the Ferrari team. Mercedes fighting hard on 253, Red Bull on 201. So looks like a three-way fight at the top there. Alfa Romeo 151. And then the reserve team of AlphaTauri, they're on 131. Can you believe that? Just reserves taking part for them. But yeah, let's see what sort of the next hour and 20 minutes brings us, because that'll be the latest episode in what has been a pretty exciting championship to date. Just waiting, obviously, for the timer run down. Only 12 in the lobby, as it were. I know we're still missing a few, but I think qualifying is off and underway. So there's one car on its way out. Let's sort the camera out for yourself. So Harvey on mediums for now. Interesting. What do we want? What do we want? We want that. We want the track map as well. I haven't hosted for a while, so a bit alien to me at the minute. I'm gonna sneeze. Good. It's that low. No, Fallow doesn't lead him out. He's the second car out on track. It's Harvey out on track. He's found a real resurgence in form this season. And it's really helped push Ferrari to the top of the constructors for now. His teammate Positive. So, yeah, one of his better seasons in recent times for the controller player. See, Harvey went through a phase of trying out the wheel which I did yesterday, it must be said, on the sim racing. There's no experience and that didn't go to plan, so I'm with Harvey and going back to the controller. Just come through the final chicane. And we will ride on board with him, I think, for the first lap of tonight. So, across the finish line, DRS wing, open, speeding down to turn 1. Expect carnage here. Turn 1 is called Elf, as it were. Ride the curb on sector 2. Don't try and lose time on it though, you easily can do. Round Renault corner, up to turn 4, which is Repsol. Long right-hander this, easily get onto the grass. Make sure he opens up the steering wheel so he gets a good drive out. And make our way down to the vert corner. Watch out for those yellow curbs, they can really cause havoc. And this is turn 9, what I was on about. Lots of people have lost it. Harvey keeps it inbounds and line as we race down to La Caxa. They reshaped this corner not too long ago. And now it's a long left-hander as we come up the hill around Bank Sabadell. Wide part of the curb on the way. You rode too much there, Harvey. Into the final chicane, which is the chicane rack, it's known as. Round New Holland, and then sprint to line, rear wing open, 117.7 to begin with on medium tyres. There's a yellow flag in sector 1 as Creations put 117.9 in. Ali will be next across the line. That beat say that the rear wing was open and it's a 124.1, so not actual a competitive time. Red Bull's crossed the line, so Aston Martin, but not all those going on to laps now. So who's going to be next? If you want a Mercedes, it's going to be Matthew. He did well there, as you saw. He missed the yellow sausage curb on the right hand side. 140, so not a serious lap from him. Hurricane. Struggling to find some form this season. He'll be hoping he can bring the Alpine home in a good place, and he has done there. He's on P3 for now, and sit well. Armour King has just smashed everyone out of the park with 117.6. Block there, it looks like. And Harvey's going in. Now for Romeo and Nesbe just starting his lap. And what have we got next? Fallow again, I think. No, he's abandoned that. Serious from Fallow for now. What's Basketball Dan doing? He's validated his lap, in fact, so he'll be wanting to go again, I imagine. He'll do anyway, 120. Kevin. Also invalidated. One he didn't invalidate was gone 5th with a 119 dead. Nick suffered time so far. As I said, at the opening, not too many in the lobby tonight. Bring them onto the pitch. So. On in that. Oh, in fact, we've just seen him spin it. Possibly the next across the line, actually. And here you go, provisional pole with a 116.7, almost the second clear of the field. Nesbe will be next across the line, but he doesn't look like he's going very quick, so he might be coming into the pits. Or at least starting again. Must have made a mistake at some stage during that lap. He'll put a time on the board anyway. And sacking off that lap. Annihilator round the final corner. 119.1. Two Suns are ahead of him at the minute. Don't know how that's going down in the Annihilator household. 3/10 down, so he'll be on his in lap. Bicyc. Oh, he's rode the sausage curve there. He's only on an out lap, so it's not so bad. No spoiling of a lap there. Station's out again. Keen to get things going. Only camera view here. There we go. Had enough of onboards for now. So Bicyc starts. Creations behind him as well, also starting his lap then. No flag sector 2. It's Kevin Eilater going slow. He's out of fuel. His Bicyc goes round turns 1 and 2 without any issue. Spanish Grand Prix obviously played host to Max Verstappen's first Grand Prix win. Became the youngest Formula 1 driver to win after his victory here for Red Bull. So I know a lot of these drivers that we have with us are young'uns too, so they'll be hoping to emulate a young Max Verstappen and take home a victory here, as we see Bicyc just come round into the next DRS zone. He's right on his tail, by the way. In sector 3. Don't ride too many of the curves if he can help it. Seems to have done okay. Has he held Creations up at all though? I wonder if the Red Bull driver has been hampered slightly. No, he hasn't. So Bicyc goes 7th with a 1:19.1. Creations jumped up to 2nd with a 1:17.5, but we're still looking at positive in a league of his own. It's right on board with Armour King, who's also on a lap. Don't know if the timing board is right or wrong in that sense. Hurricane. No change from him either. So I wonder if these guys are actually just starting laps. Let's go down. It says he's in the 2 minutes. Is that true? It'll be his first time on the board. There's a yellow flag, sector 3. Let's go down, just starting his lap, I imagine. There we go. Hello. Smiggy has joined and retired. He is serving a quali ban. So, more drivers cross the line now. Definitely starting laps. Positive. Just starting his second mega run. Bicyc into the pits, clipping the wall for good measure. So let's jump on board with the next Mercedes, which is Armour King. It's a good fight for this for provisional P2, because Armour King was taking it back with a 1:17.1. Anglo snuck in there with a 1:17.4 as well, by the way. Kevin Eilater. No time set. Grumpy. No time set. So they'll be starting their runs now. Basketball Dan seems to be struggling, but this looks like a valid run. Where is he going to put himself? 7th. 1:18.2. 3 places behind his teammate. Good for the constructors' fight. Matthew hasn't put a serious lap together yet. He has now, and he's gone provisionally second, 1:17.1, similar to his teammate. Easier to keep an eye on things with less drivers here, must be said. Nesbate also hasn't put serious time on the board until now. Rear wing open. He starts his lap. There we go. Thanks for sticking me up there. Matthew will be... Arm King's going in the pits. Hurricane is also going in the pits. Annihilator. Pressure set of softs will give him more grip, and he's putting a 118.4 because of that. Grumpy hitting. BBD. Nope, seen enough. Harvey. Now actually on the soft tyre. No flag. Oh, Harvey's got it all wrong in the final few corners. That means he's going to go in the pits, doesn't it? So we've got Nesbe on a bicycle who invalidated. Matthews coming into the pits, and Nesbe. Go on then, what are you going to give us? Hello. Another 117.1 on the board. And Nesbe, who sits fourth in the Drivers' Championship, putting in a stellar lap there. 5 minutes left of the session. Plenty of time for the cars to come in to prep for their final runs. So, I wonder if anyone's not going to do a final run. They're happy with what they've got. Save a set of softs. Safety cars can be a regular thing here. Having said that, there was none last week in Tier 1's feature race at Bahrain, so it kind of sort of depends what kind of mindset they're thinking of here, the drivers. So they want to take that chance or play it safe. Isaac in the meantime, he's going for it early. Nesbe's gone into the pits, his teammate. Out comes Basketball down, another one who wants to just serve it in the pits. Just seen some comments, and Nesbe spun it 2 times in a row at turn 3. Love to see it. So quite easily done with some of these curbs around this track. Isaac, his teammate, doing alright so far. That's a corner as well. That can be quite tricky. The uphill left-hander. Oh, and there is the exit of turn 9. Isaac done well to keep it out the wall and keep it on track, to be fair. But no doubt that he'll abandon this attempt. Turn down his ERS, ready to deploy for another lap. Who else is out on track? That's a Merc. That is Matthew in his out lap. So, Isaac in fact is going to come in. He's going to put a fresh set of boots on. He's got time for that? Possibly just yet. Basketball Dan then. Mercedes shouldn't really be in his way. No, he breezed past that into turn 1. Oh, he's got slightly wobbly on the exit of turn 2 there, which isn't going to help his cause. Wide line round 3. I used to think this track, it just got worse as you worked your way around. I liked Sector 1, Sector 2 was meh, okay, and Sector 3 was horrible, but with the changes incoming, hopefully for next year's game, I won't feel like that so much. Basketball Dan doesn't do a bicycle, keeps it going. PRS activated, and round the long left-hander, just about kept it in bounds. Now, tight and tricky turns in the final sector. That's quite nice, actually. Don't ruin it with the final corner. No, I don't think he has. Basketball Dan goes up 1 with a 118 dead. 2/10. Armour King starting his lap. Ferrari also. Harvey starting his. Will be starting his. Ooh, someone's going slow. Who's that going slow? It's Matthew. He just tried to, because he went on an outlap early. Has he just already ruined that? Recuperating. Starting to get a bit of a traffic jam in the final sector as they all look to start their final laps. Who will be next across the line? So Bicyc is our marker who was invalidated, so if he really wants a go, we'll fit one in. He's going to. Hurricane? Appearing to be in the 5 minutes, but I don't think that's right. Sprint to the line, Hurricane. No improvement there. Right, the two Mercs. Talk to me. Nothing there. Right, time up. Harvey. Has he retired on track? I don't know. Certainly binned it at the finish line. Positive has put a 1:16.5 just to establish his dominance. Creations, what a lap from him. 1:17.1 as well. Goes provisional P3. Here come the rest of them though. This could all change. Track's really ramped up it seems. McLaren next across the line. Fallow, 1:17.2, only the best from him. Kevin Eilater jumps 1:18 dead. Grumpy, no, an 18.3 for him. Nesbe pitting. Hurricane next. Round the final corner, doesn't touch the curb on it on the inside. That's quite nice. Hurricane though, only a 1:17.5 from him. Two Mercedes. Matthew is the first one. Oof, 1:17 dead. Armour invalidated it looks like. Basketball Dan has binned it. So, and he was the final car that we were waiting on. So that is it. And look, less than a tenth separates second and fifth. That is really good, by the way. Oh, also another tenth behind. That makes things very interesting. So there you go. There is the final times for qualifying. Positive taking it by a long way. 0.472 to Matthew. But the title rivals are on the front row of the grid together, which is good to see. Nesbe, third. Creations, fourth. Armour King, fifth. Fallow, Hurricane. Harvey's going to be disappointed. He's only eighth, it must be said. A bit of work for the Ferrari to do there. Basketball Dan, Kevin Eilater, Bicyc, Grumpy and Smiggy serving the quali ban. Only 13 tonight. So even just finishing last is decent points. So there really is some opportunity here for all of them. Now the conditions look very grey. Interesting, as I kind of alluded to earlier, if anyone's accommodating for a safety car, which I tried to do last week in Bahrain and failed miserably thanks to my fuel. So that is risky if you do it, but can pay dividends. Has anyone saved a set of tyres, softs especially? See, Smiggy will have some, so he could come good if there's a late safety car, depending on how the rest of his race goes. So we'll just give the drivers a bit more time to sort strategy, fuel loads, tyres. And then we'll ping the announcement out. I think as well, with the way constructors fight in the championship is panning out, I wonder if we'll see drivers split strategies. The Mercs are really the big winners, I guess, because Ferrari have one driver probably further down than they would like, Red Bull as well. So the two Mercs quite high up. Real opportunity for them to maybe close the gap at the top. Or I wonder if everything will be thrown out the window and this race will turn wet. Who knows? Right, let's tell everyone to ready up. See the countdown begin. Now, there were plenty of incidents in last week's race, and hopefully this isn't a repeat of it. Hopefully it's pretty straightforward, not too boring to commentate on, hopefully. There's the ideal pit stop strategy. And I'll take this moment as we see them pull away and change the graphic to tyres. And there we go. 4 throwing the curveball, going with the mediums. The majority going with the hards. So maybe we'll see the Alpine of Hurricane fight early on amongst those in front of him. As we've just seen Matthew absolutely bin it. So that's an interesting moment just on the formation lap. Now, obviously, these drivers will need to get the temperature in those hard tyres to make them work. The first few laps really could be a make or break of the race, to be honest with you. Mistake. The tyres not in the optimum working window could be costly. I think if Matthew did that in the race, repeated that could be either front wing gone or race ended. Can't afford anything like that. Here they come. Matthew already fighting his way through. Thinking he doesn't need to do that in the race. Armour King not parking correctly. And Harvey as well. So a few DSQs on the grid. Again, it's great news for Hurricane, isn't it? 5 lights are on and out, and we'll go as soon as we've connected and seen everyone pull the trigger, and we're off and underway. Who's this? That looks like a Nesbate looking for a move on a Mercedes. I think it's as he were at the front. Further back, Harvey Armour King at it again. Those two couldn't get away from each other in recent times. Oh, and there's a McLaren round. It's Tharlow who suffered the first real incident of the race. He's dropped all the way down to the last. And Matthew and Positive are side by side. Matthew is through on the inside at turn 4. It's Matthew leading the way. Positive chasing him down. Ines Bay third. Creations fourth. Let's bring up. Not to that. That. Harvey as well. Awesome start from him. Kevin Annihilator down 2. Smiggy. Spikes Polyband now in the top 10. Are we playing catch up a little bit now? No damage, I don't think it looks like. Jump back on board with the front though as they come through the final sector. There we go then. As I say, the skies look pretty grey, but I would say it looks kind of dry enough to be a dry race, but it can turn quickly. The usual protagonists though are up there. Let's go Dan and Armour King fighting side by side through turns 1 and 2. Let's go Dan through on the Mercedes driver. Good from the Red Bull. Those two had a squabble in Bahrain, must be said. Hurricane also through. So his Armour King got some damage. Doesn't look that way. Maybe he's just struggling to get the hard tire to work. It's falling down the pecking order. So, what I said about Mercedes, maybe just applying pressure to Ferrari at the top. It's the Ferraris that have probably overall done the better here, despite Matthew leading. The overtaken Positive off the start. Kevin Annihilator has dropped to the back. Those medium tyres are paying dividends for him at the minute. Some early spins and incidents. Nothing major, but obviously, as I say, enough to ruin maybe not the whole race, but certainly the opening phase. Sets a new fastest lap of the race on lap 2. Oh, hello, fallow note. Now he's in fresh air, catching the pack up. He's actually beaten that. He's going to change that back from position change to tyre. With the two friends, Basketball Dan Hurricane still in the midfield area on those medium tyres. They'll be the two to look out for when the pit stops come around. Smiggy by 6 side by side, also had a tussle in Bahrain. They're trying to avoid one another as much as possible here. Excuse my sneeze, but Smiggy is through. Into ninth goes the Alpine driver. He's slowly catching his teammate. Positive applying the pressure to the back of the Mercedes here. There's a yellow flag. It's Tharlow. Oh, he's spun round and in the gravel. So whilst he's just set a fastest lap, Matthew's just beaten that now. It's now gone wrong for him again. Positive looking for a way round the Mercedes driver. He's sticking it in the middle of the road. Oh, they touch. Oh, Positive's had to take evasive action going over the yellow paint on the ground. That's hampered him. And then Esbe now, as we see Grumpy's had an incident at turn 2. And Esbe right on the back of Positive. I don't know if the stewards will need to look at that. But it's certainly a flashpoint in this race so far. We're only on the 4th lap. And Esbe trying to get involved though, but Positive's just built that gap again. Almost half a second between them. It is. Creations just can't get himself into it either. Sitting nicely in 4th. And then come the sister Ferrari and the sister Red Bull. Oh, Basketball Dan looking up the inside of Harvey. I think it's too far back to realistically make a move work there. 33 laps here. There's a lot of time to do things, and it seems like everyone wants things done early doors. Meanwhile, it's still positive chasing. Matthew, so DRS has been enabled now, so will there be a move into turn 1? Not this time around, I don't think. Switch back again. Not to be. As you were, Enesbe, his own little gap in third. Here comes Creations Harvey, Basketball Dan. In the pits is Grumpy. He must have picked up some damage as he went off in that turn 2 incident. Can't take my eyes off this battle at the front though. Apologies if I do miss anything else, maybe elsewhere on track, which I have, because Smiggy has had an incident. So and he's missing a front wing, so he's obviously collided with the wall. I think there was debris right next to the wall there, and it's actually brought out the safety car. So, as I said, safety car's not uncommon here. You can really throw strategy up in the air. So, what are people going to do here? As they come round Matthew Pitts, I reckon Positive's going to stay out, you know. He has. Creations Pitts as well. They'll be switching to mediums, maybe planning, looking for an extra, or another safety car, which easily could happen. A host of cars coming. Hurricane, Armour, Smiggy. Because Smiggy had the damage. So now we really do have a mix-up of things going on. Harvey and Basketball Dan are side by side for whatever reason. So, Hurricane Grumpy, fresh hards. Creations are making Smiggy, Matthew, fresh mediums. Everyone else on the tyres they started on. Maybe slightly surprised Thallow didn't take the opportunity to pit. I mean, it's hauled himself back into it. Not with his pit box. This is making things interesting, because two title contenders, I mean, we're only coming up to the halfway stage, but the early title contenders now on different strats. Just thinking what the party chats will be like. I have a feeling Matthew, Creations, Armour King and Smiggy will be in the same party, so they've all called the same thing. And yet, Positive and Harvey are going to be partied up in the Ferrari, and they think they are making the right call by staying out. So, a real interesting look at things here. But no one retired yet, which is good to see. Now I'm going to take this opportunity to have a drink. I still need Grumpy to catch up, so he's got half the, a third of the track to catch up here, so plenty of time. No need to take any life out of those tyres than necessary. Actually, I think I've fallen foul of a late safety car call here before as well. I have that funny feeling that that's happened, so drivers just have to be aware. Usually it's done at the end of the DRS straight, but I think it's been done halfway through Sector 3 before. Still not caught up to the pack, so I think they'll definitely going round again, he says. See, ERS will be back up for everyone. So, I mean, not so bad if you fully deployed it. Safety car, a late call in this lap. Who hasn't warmed their tyres up? That would have been me. So, they're furiously weaving side by side as Positive takes them round up to the final corner. I think he's gone. Yeah, he looks like he's gone. So Enesbe is the one applying pressure. Harvey and Basketball down right in his mirror. Who's spun out there? Bicyc has spun out at the final corner. Smiggy's must have been caught up in that because he's pitted. So he'll be going back on the hards. In the meantime, Positive lead still. Enesbe, Harvey. The Alpine's having an absolute grueler early doors. And Smiggy's gone on to mediums, I think. So I wonder if Bicic's kind of incident there was all because his tyres weren't warmed up. Oh, Positive very squirrely out of that uphill left-hander. Another corner I pointed out in qualifying can cause you issues. Nothing on the back of Kevin as well. Kevin up to 5th, by the way. Matthew through on the Aston Martin. Oh, as Kevin is spun round. We just saw it there. Fallow was through, as are quite a few drivers. Literally just jinxed him, and I apologise. But his son, in the meantime, still leads and has put in a fastest lap of the Grand Prix. 1:21.2. Oh, until Armour smashes that out the park. Creations goes in the pits. I wonder if he was caught up in it as well. Hang on, he's going on to softs. Throwing a curveball. Bicic also in, so he must have caused damage to himself. So that safety car restart really didn't work for those who, well, half of those who pitted under it. So I guess the aces are being held by Positive at the minute, but mind you, Matthew has gotten away with it as he managed to pit and get in front of some of the rest of the pack. So he's actually in 5th on a fresh set of mediums. SB just can't seem to get that close to the Ferrari in front of him. Dan doing a stellar job, by the way, in 4th. But he is under pressure from Matthew. Positive sets a fastest lap. Matthew surely going for a move down here. Give us a good camera angle, please. Oh, Matthew up the inside, makes it work. And the other Mercedes also made a move in turn 1 on Fallow. Oh, the King's through. Mark's really doing well here. Just trying to stick with Matthew here. Probably a good thing to do. His teammate has just suffered a little setback a few laps ago. Though, liking how this is playing out at the minute, surely. Red Bull style helmet, by the way. Nesbe's just got to stick in that 1 second window so he can give himself some DRS every time. Oh, they're really turning the screw though, it looks like. Smiggy. Oh, he's close to creations. Yeah, there is that rear wing open. Armour King putting in the fastest lap. He seems strong round here, the Welsh Wizard. Just wonder how much Nesbe's going to push here. Obviously, he just doesn't want to eke out too much life out of those tyres. He can make it a one-stopper. He's looking good for a podium. Creations puts in the fast lap, but he is on those softs and will need to pit again. I guess those at the back asking where that second safety car is. It's Matthew closing the gap on Harvey. Oh, and Nesbe just out of that second window. He won't get DRS this time around, it seems. But someone who will is the Mercedes of Matthew. Rear wing open, chasing him down. Are we going to put much up a fight? I don't think so. Matthew through. Consummate ease. I had to ride a bit of the curb there, but not to worry. He's through and into the top three. Oh, as we see Armour King in the meantime has just lost it round turn 3. Yellow flag. That's what can happen if you maybe don't have a rear wing maybe high enough, or just even just running ERS round there. It's such a demanding place on the track on that rear of the car, and he's dropped a few places just when it was looking good for him. Out of the straight, the Welshman kind of let the likes of Basketball Dan off the hook, who continues to do a solid job. The Red Bull team there. Rumpy's first to pick up a penalty. He's his 7th. 3 seconds though coming his way. Positive 1.5 seconds clear of a Nesbe, who has Matthew in his rear view mirror. Ooh, Harvey, I can see his ERS light is flashing already. We had a safety car literally a few laps ago. Absolutely burnt it. And if Basketball Dan can see that and just feed off the energy that might provide him, bring him into contention for fourth here. Armour King trying to get his race back. Rumpy to chase down further back. The Alpines struggling 10th and 12th creations. Really just hoping for something to happen in front. Safety car would be the dream. Matthew chasing down that Alfa Romeo. So 32 points separate these two in the Drivers' Championship. So, oh, in the meantime, Bisek's in a wall at the start of turn 3. So, I mean, he's on the brink of getting lapped here. But it hasn't brought the safety car that Creations needs. Yeah, another one who's fallen foul at turn 3. One I need to note for tomorrow's race. Turn 3 costing a few drivers. Harvey sticking in that second window with a Nesbe though. Despite his ERS flashing as he runs wide there, he does have the DRS. We missed it. Was through on an Nesbe and chasing positive down. So these two probably running, well, probably both planning maybe one pit stop left each, and probably both going on to mediums, I would say. So we're back to square one, but they're on different tyres, so could make things interesting and mix things up. Hurricane is very close to Kevin Annihilator here. Is there going to be a move done here? Rear wing open, DRS activated. Out he comes to the right hand side of the car and has made the move. Nice move from the Alpine up to 9th. Smiggy and Creations just helping each other along, it seems like. Just can't close the gap to the rest of the main pack. Harvey doing an actually really good job. Just sticking with the Alfa Romeo. There's a yellow flag somewhere. Sector 2, Sector 3? Yeah, quickly cleared up. Isaac is lapped. So Positive has a nice little gap, but very quick Matthew closing on him. In the meantime, Bicycle letting through third and fourth. Basketball Dan pitting. So the first in amongst sort of the front pack with their starting tyres pitting. This will be him to the end. We're coming up to the halfway mark of the race. With Annihilator, another one doing the same. So where's Basketball Dan going to feed out behind his mates? But easily 9th. His teammate chasing him behind him, is he? No, Smiggy's just made a move on him. Oh, as we just switched to Bicyc, who's made another mistake on the uphill left-hander this time. Finding things difficult tonight. Stallo goes past him. Still no safety car though, as Bicyc is reversing off the main track. Positive though will start lap 17. 1.9 ahead of Matthew, so he's actually found 3/10 on the Mercedes driver there. Meantime, let's look at Harvey and Anesbate. No move there. We'll stick with them. Isaac pits. Speeding in the pit lane. He retires. Yeah, it's been a tough day for him, so I don't blame him. It's the other Alfa Romeo we're focusing on here, because Harvey is applying the pressure. These two, you'd say, are in a fight for the final podium place, but Basketball Dan has already pitted, so they can't afford to lose too much time. With Basketball Dan on different strats and already now going to the end. Harvey just going to bide his time with this one. Maybe use the main straight for the overtaking opportunity. He can stick with him. SB's just built up an 8/10 gap there. Harvey's going to try and close it. 9/10 now. It's a Nesbe's red light that's flashing now, but Harvey doesn't have enough in the tank to close. Jump further forward because Dan, I think, has Creations, should I say, coming off those softs. Thought a move might have been done there, but no, Creations opting to pit off those softs now. There's 8 laps on them. Didn't get his reward of a safety car. It'll be all the way to the end for Creations now. Who looks like he'll be in a race with Kev, actually. So Matthew now back to 1.6 behind positive. Probably very similar in terms of tyre percentage now. Where they are on their life. Kevin Annihilator, oh, just slightly wide. Operations was near him though. 3 seconds back from Aston Martin. I'm going to focus on this battle for third now though, as the gap has come back down to just over half a second. Ooh, Harvey riding the curb there. Outside of turn 4. These two did the comparison before. These two only separated by 19 points in the Drivers' Championship. So, oh, Inspirations has got past Kevin Annihilator. Kevin Annihilator, oh, I think he's going in the pits. Yes, he is. Must have just spun out on that final corner. Looked to be some debris there. Oh, yellow flag. What's happened here? Matthews had an incident. Matthews spun out also on that final corner. As the Nesbe pits. Ooh, that's music to the ears of positive. As the Nesbe is fitted, the mediums will be going to the end. Grumpy. His stint on the mediums is done. Yeah, apologies for missing that Matthew incident. It's really shaking things up here. Maybe the top two aren't concrete. Maybe there are things to fight for. Surely Harvey will need to pit soon. Oh, has he just gone wide there? Actually sets the fastest lap on those fresh mediums, but I wonder, Positive will have first choice in terms of what he wants to do strategy and pit wise, but Nesbe's pitted and was trying the undercut on Harvey here, so Positive has pitted. Is there enough of a gap for the Ferraris to make this work? Let's keep an eye on this, because Nesbe will be racing through. Matthew goes through, he'll take the lead for now. Positive. Ooh. Yeah, it's not too bad. Wasn't smooth, but didn't lose too much time. Fallow in. Armour King through on Positive as well. I wonder if Armour King will play a big role here as well in holding up Positive. And Nesbe through on Harvey though. There's a second gap between them, so pitting early, not having the double stack as well, was paid dividend for the Alfa Romeo. 1.7, 1.8 now. Hurricane up into 6th. Can you believe that? He was like 10th too long ago. So this has turned into a Mercedes v Ferrari fight plus a Nesbe. So what is going to happen here? We've still got 12 laps to sort this. And we might get a Perez v Hamilton moment at Abu Dhabi here with Armour King versus Positive. I think Matthew might pit soon. Not just yet. Armour King surely won't, and will do what he can to stifle the Ferrari's progress. Here we go. Positive showing is through. Has actually made it work pretty comfortably. Armour might put off more of a fight, but Positive through without any real drama. And Hesbe has also increased the gap on the other Ferrari to 2.6. On the back, Farlow. Chasing Hurricane. 2 seconds back. Hurricane will need to pit. 16 lap hards on. Yeah, Armour can't really just respond there to the fresh tyres that Positive has fitted. Smiggy and Basketball Dan for a minute. Smiggy within 7/10 of Red Bull. Bit of recovery drive this for the Alpine. Positive sets a new fastest lap. He's on the charge. This is the closest on-track battle. Fallow also close to Hurricane. Smiggy. Basketball Dan's red light flashing. Not much ERS left. Be a late lunge. Opts against it. Probably the best option there. We can jump forward to the Fallow Hurricane fight. So applying the pressure now through this section. Quite tricky because you've got to nail some corners that can really cause you problems. Oh, as we've seen, Basketball Dan has suffered because of that pressure from Smiggy. So Smiggy through. Basketball Dan, I wonder if he's got any damage. Have a quick look. I can't tell from that camera angle, so I'm going to jump further forward here. No, looks intact for now. That's all Smiggy do, just apply the pressure, and it might just put someone off. Marlow, can he get through? Alpine of Hurricane. Looks to have done it. He's going to go around the outside. Yeah, nice move from McLaren into 6th place. So the two Alpines now together. Probably both need to pit though, so be a bit of a false position. And I had to find himself in amongst the midfield cars. How far is Matthew going to take those mediums? Question. See what he does this lap. I think he's boxing there. Yeah, he is. Matthew in. And Armour King may pit 2. Positive through back into 1st. Yellow flag somewhere. He's fitted the softs. Hang on. Bit of a curveball. Armour King gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh no. Oh, nightmare. And he's just held up probably for an extra second in the pits too. Both fitted the softs though. 6 left a session. So watch out for the Mercedes drivers. Biggie in 2. Probably will fit the softs as well. Dan also in the pits, and maybe he did get a bit of damage. Operations goes through. So we've got a Ferrari, Alfa Romeo Ferrari as the top 3, but we're going to have a very, 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 very quick Mercedes racing that trio down. What? 8 laps or so. I'll be benefiting from the DRS he's obtained from Annihilator. Matthew benefiting from the tyres he's obtained from his pit crew. 5.1 the gap first of all to Harvey. Hurricane still going on those 20 lap old hards. Take inspiration of what his teammates done though and fitting the softs. Down was going so well, but now he finds himself in 11th. He's still good points, but something like top 5, wasn't he, earlier on? So no actual real close battles on track, which is a bit annoying. I think this track can do that, can space others out a little, especially when there's only 12 still running. So, Kev gets a little bit out of shape in the penultimate corner. So really, it's all about watching Matthew's progress here, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets fastest lap. There's the penalty count. Only 2 drivers, which is good to see. Losers and winners. Creation's big loser there, unfortunately. Harvey, big winner. Currently has the fastest lap. Well, Matthew's close to it. Smiggy does take it for now. So I mean, yeah, we'll stay on board with Matthew because there's not really much else to see. Unless there's an incident, I'll go try and capture it. But the weather stayed dry, so no wet weather to contend with, which is a real possibility sometimes around Spain. So Tier 2 might have to negotiate that. We can catch the Tier 2 race here tomorrow. Positive on comms, 7 o'clock. Same time, same place. I don't know how I'm feeling about it, to be honest. So I don't really like the track, but it might be interesting. That's a real title fight, by the way, in Tier 2 as well. There's like 5, 6 of us, like, separated by hardly anything. Anyways, back to the matters in hand here. Oh, as Kevin Highlighter spins round. Might be put off Matthew, but with the ghosting, it's allowed him to just breeze past and continue his progress up towards the top 3. We'll see, actually, Harvey's car. In that long straight there in the middle of sector 2. What else is going on? Armour King also chasing Hurricane. Hurricane, is he going to make those hard tyres last? Good effort if he does, by the way. Matthew 3.3 away from the Ferrari. I mean, when you saw the predicted pit stop strategy, to be fair, 2-stopper was one of the options and it was softs at the end. So Matthew turning his strategy into, you know, something similar to that second option, and doing the best that he could. See, the likes of Creation Smiggy were kind of ruined by that safety car restart we had earlier, so their actual races were spoilt, if you like. But Armour King's got through on Hurricane Ooh, Hurricane. Was there a contact there? Don't know. It's hard to tell from that camera angle. Armour King is through nonetheless. Also has a 5-second time penalty, so that might give Hurricane something to work towards. But Hive must be absolutely shot as well. Helping matters. Might have been some sort of contact there, I don't know. As I say, maybe something the stewards will look at. Matthew within 2.9 of the car in front. Running out of laps though. Operations chasing Grumpy meanwhile. Flicking through. If everyone's got obviously all their wings intact, etc., etc. Arlo taking kind of wide line, around 10. It doesn't look like he's actually gaining on the guys in front of him. So I wonder if the switch's strategy hasn't paid off here. Oh, but he's certainly gained 3/10 somewhere. You can still see that rear wing of Harvey in front of him. Harvey, 4-lap older tyres, but the medium kind, so they're not actually that bad in terms of tyre length. Well, to preserve them and obviously get the hard so far into the race. He goes wide there. The second time we've seen Harvey go wide there. Operations now 1.7 behind Grumpy. And maybe a move. Basketball Dan has binned it in sector 1. Still going. 2.5 separating Harvey and Matthew. We're into the penultimate lap. Look. Possibly, I mean, Grumpy's got a penalty anyway. There might actually be an overtake coming up here. No DRS this time around. Close the gap further. Creations. Slight though, front three, might just have it in the bag here, as we see Positive come around the final corner for the second to last time. Start his final lap. Hello, flag. Matthew picks up a penalty. Basketball Dan has caused that yellow flag. Matthew's penalty really just confirming that the top three will be as it is. In the meantime, let's jump on board with Creations then. There'll be a final lap overtake here. to the right hand side. ERS light flashing, but I think he might have enough here. Yeah, nice move from the Red Bull driver. Here he goes into 8th. As I said before, has had to make a recovery after his early incident at the safety car restart. In the meantime, positive here inside Basketball Dam. But it won't matter to him because Positive is going to take home victory and win again. He wins the Spanish Grand Prix. And Nesbe, solid in 2nd place as well, taking home 2nd. And Harvey, the 2nd Ferrari, 3rd. Matthew takes home 4th. Arlo will come home in 5th. He spun on the opening corner of the first lap and has come home 5th. Good result from him. Armour King will come home 6th. In the meantime, Creations is very close to Hurricane. Hurricane's 27-lap-old hards. Wow, what a stint. And I think he's going to be rewarded with a 7th place. Creations 8th. Smiggy 9th. Grumpy will be 10th. Kevin Annihilator was 12th, which means Basketball Dam will be 11th. So we just watch him come through the final few corners. Ooh, there he goes. So that is the Spanish Grand Prix in Tier 1 done. And in the end, it ended up being a bit of a procession, I guess, for Matthew. Sorry, for Positive. So he gets driver of the day after his quali bump, but here we see Positive coming out and will be on the top step once again. I'm disappointed I didn't see those dance moves yesterday at Silverstone. There you go. He lifts the trophy. And Ferrari take home another victory. Positive consolidating his spot in the top of the driver standings in Tier 1. Ferrari consolidating the top step of the constructors as well. And that's though. Really pulling himself maybe into the title fight, is he? With a very solid drive in 2nd. But there you go, that is your final standings for tonight's race. Some guys forced to do a 3-stopper, obviously. But those rewarded for the 1-stopper who were free of incidents, obviously taking home the best results there. As I said before during the broadcast, join us tomorrow, Positive on Comms, for Tier 2's race, circuit to Barcelona, Catalonia. Obviously could be another good one, so yeah, tune in for that. Next week, where are we? I'm pretty sure it's USA actually. I created the calendar, I don't even know what we've got lined up. Yes, it's USA next week. Tier 1, Monday, 7 o'clock. Might be me on comms, might not be, but we'll see. Either way, thank you for joining me tonight. I've been Desert 10. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers and goodbye.